Hi you guys, it's Rachel from Urban Empath. We are on day 21 of our soul coaching journey with Denise Lynn. Our affirmation for the day is I am one with the earth. I am one with my body. It's the first day of Earth Week. And I just wanted to briefly talk about the shooting in Vegas last night. And I feel like a lot of us are really shaken up about it, and rightfully so. And I feel like I want to be part of the change that happens in this country. And the only way I know to do that is through self-care and learning to self-soothe. Because I was talking to friends about this today. Emotions are contagious, and you know, I don't believe fight fire with fire. I believe be the change you want to see in the world. So I wanted to talk about some tools I use to self-soothe, to care for myself, to eliminate charged energy. And I just also wanted to mention how kind of contrite I'm feeling for all the anger and aggression and irritation I've added to the world, and I think it's really a sign that we need to up our self-care and our kindness, because when we're not kind to ourselves, we can't give that out into the world. So I just wanted to give a couple of tools. A lot of you probably already know these. I'm also playing Bach right now in honor of Earth Week. Music that tends to be a lot of sustained chords, very slow moving, gentle. I don't know if you can hear this music, and I don't think that it's exactly perfectly earth, but it was the closest thing I had. So that's the type of music that kind of embodies the element of earth. So if you want to play that, that will stabilize and ground your energies, your emotional state, your mental state. It's just soothing, it's calming. And you know, issues with self-soothing come from like a baby's perception that it wasn't held enough, things like that. So not having that, you know, that care, you know, having that care as a child. So it can translate into issues with that. So here's some tools. First thing, very easy, get in touch with, you don't need anything outside of yourself except oxygen. Just deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And make sure you are expanding your diaphragm, meaning your entire abdomen expands in all directions. What that does is it resets the vagus nerve. So it resets your central nervous system. So if you can do that for 5 minutes, it really makes a difference. It really makes an impact. I also have a selenite wand here. Holding selenite can really help neutralize that charge. You can sleep with it, have it near, put it in areas of the home where you're feeling like negative energy is coming in, or you just feel that negative vibe. It can help neutralize. You can also burn sage and things like that. Lavender oil really helps with calming, de-stressing, relaxation. Unless you are opposed to the scent, unless there's something you dislike about it, if you have a connection with a bad memory, because that can happen. Use scents you like. I also have geranium, is great for if you're depressed or in grief right now. And then the last thing I have is a tuning fork. It can kind of help clear and raise your frequency. You know, clear some of the lower vibrations and help raise your frequency. So those are some quick fixes you can use. Let's get into some of these exercises So today we did like a short creative visualization that we were connected to the earth. And that was really pleasant and grounding. You could imagine you were a mountain, or I imagined I was kind of like a little flower in the breeze. So that was nice. If you were committed to change, you kind of did a body assessment, asking yourself like the questions that were outlined, and checking off anything. I'm getting more comfortable in my body. I'm still a work in progress in all of this. I think Earth is probably the most challenging for me, as far as, although I have a lot of Earth in my chart, I'm really working on grounding and growing roots. That's what I'm working on right now. So this is going to be really impactful. I think it's really going to help me stabilize my emotions, and because I definitely feel like, for me personally, emotions, emotional state, thoughts are just as contagious, you know, as viruses at this point. So this will help help me ground some of that. I feel I do take really good care. When I am in physical discomfort, I know that my body is trying to tell me something. I take time to listen to it. So is your body sending you any signals? One thing I went to the gym today. I took care of my physical, even though I was in a time crunch, I took care, because, you know, I was communicating a lot with people today because of, you know, shooting in Vegas, and my brother lives there. So I was just talking to my parents and my friends, and that was really important to connect and make that time. So I was in a time crunch, but I still went to the gym and took care of myself, took care of my body. It was so good for my energy, because I was just so like overcharged, overstimulated from everything. And so taking care of my weight let's talk about this. At level 2, we made a commitment to our body, something we could do. We could definitely do, even if it was a small commitment to stretch, you know, a couple of minutes a day, whatever it is, something we were able to do successfully. And for me, I'm committed to going to the gym. I think I'm gonna also make sure I stretch too, because sometimes I don't have enough time to do that. So I'll make sure that I allot time to stretch as well. And took time to talk to my body today at the gym, and my feet were under a little bit of stress. And they thanked me for going to the gym to take care of like any excess weight that I was carrying. And my legs were very strong, and they're like, we got you, we're holding you, you know. It's funny, my like my butt, and all my curves, they were like saying, you know, we're attracting, you know, your partner, your mates, like we're here to attract and to draw people in, or draw like attraction and like physical attraction in, and she said to also make sure you pay attention to your genitals. They're just as important as any other part. And honestly, right now, that's the last thing I'm focused on, and they feel a little bit ignored. I don't know. My genitals feel pretty ignored. And I feel like that's like last priority for me. My mind's always in other places, and yeah, and you know, my stomach was telling me about how it has issues assimilating things that I'm putting into it, and some intolerances that I need to look at. And so next time I get a checkup, which I'm just in the final stages of getting insurance. I'm just waiting for a card to come, because since I just moved to this area, so I have to go get checked out and things like that. But I have recently, so within a couple of years. And I had a lot of anxiety in my heart today. Not just because of the shooting, but also people's reactions and things. That's why I feel like fighting fire with fire is not the solution. I really feel we need to be the change and learn to take care of ourselves, and fulfill ourselves. And if we were taught how to do that, it would, I mean, I think these things would happen less and less. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, because we also don't really understand what happened yet. So anyway, sorry about that. And you know, it's funny, like because I'm not really grounded, my vision is kind of like not focused. It's like a little, like, it's a softened gaze at all times. It feels like it's never really like focused in. It's just like always kind of softened. But I mean, my inner eye is so awakened. That's probably part of it. I'm constantly having to call on my intuition as part of my work too. I do intuitive readings every day, so that's part of it. But also, like, I think just it's hard to see reality for what it is sometimes. And I'm definitely one to see spiritual nature in things, and to just kind of be always overanalyzing in a jumble of thoughts and things like that. And that's like a very susceptible point for me. It's an open center where a lot of things enter and magnify. So I have a tendency to get overstimulated that way. So if that's true for you too, do something that's considered like bilateral stimulation that stimulates both sides of your body, because what happens is the blood flow gets kind of focused on one side, and then it creates like tunnel vision and anxiety and rage and all these things. But if we can just stimulate both sides, one of my hypnosis teachers talked about, you know, passing a ball between, you know, the center line of your body to stimulate. There's also a protocol called cortices in the body talk system of healing, where you hold different parts of your head and tap as you breathe, and it connects your mind with your heart, creating some resilience. You know, that coherence can build more resilience and put you in a more resourceful state. So there are tools, there are things you can do. You don't have to feel helpless. You don't have to feel like you have to stay in this state and just be a victim to it. You can do things to empower yourself. I kind of just wanted to make that a theme today, because I had been feeling those dark emotions and feeling like a victim of them, feeling sorry for myself, and I realized not really feeling grateful for my life, and not having gratitude in that, and indulging in these negative emotions. And I felt like there are people that lost their life, and that's a very precious gift. And because this world is so harsh, sometimes we don't appreciate that. I do personally believe that, you know, there are souls on the other side waiting in line to incarnate and learn and grow on this plane, and we need to not take our chance for granted. And you know, some people lost that today. So I think it's a reminder for us to kind of get on point with our calling, our purpose, and find purpose, find our message, get in touch with what we really believe, what we know is true, who we love, connecting with our loved ones, and learning how to appreciate life more and let life flow through us more. So I think that's what we can take from this, and support each other and come together, and not grow in divisiveness. I think that's really important in times like this, and I'm hoping that will be the effect. So again, if anyone's experiencing any emotions that they feel they can't manage on their own, reach out to somebody. If you just need someone to talk to, you know, feel free to email me, info@urbananempath.com. You won't be a burden. And, you know, I do care, and I do want to understand and hear you out. So, so that's my message for the day. That's been the experience of the day. I hope you're all safe, and that your loved ones are okay. And today's the first day of Earth Week, so this is our last week in this soul coaching program. So let's see it through, and sending you a love and light, and let's send some over to Vegas for what they're going through right now. Okay, so I will link below my Facebook and my Instagram in case you want to check that out. I'm doing this journey there as well. Subscribe to the channel and like this video so I know you're watching. Comment with your experiences, anything you like. Let me know if these tools are helpful to you. I can share more. I have plenty. If you click the bell icon, that's for notifications. Okay, so have a great night, everybody. Take care. Tell your loved ones how much you care about them and that you love them. And if you can, give them a hug. And I will see you tomorrow. Good night, you guys.